Yesterday when I was walking downtown Bandon here to go meet up with Troy to discuss some business, I was listening to an audio I've listened to many times from my friend Michael Senoff interviewing this guy, this very wise salesperson named Barry Maher, who's a speaker and trainer and author about selling. His big thing, like I like when people have a philosophy they follow. Like if you want to know who to follow in this business world, see if they have a philosophy that they stick with and that they believe in. And that'll wipe out a lot of the crap that maybe you're being exposed to and easily discard these people from listening to them. But anyway, this guy's a philosophy he calls making the skeleton dance. He says that's a quote from a guy named George Bernard Shaw, who said, if you can't hide the family skeleton, you might as well make it dance. In other words, you might as well make it, and if it's something bad, you should just try to make it look good. Well, what Barry Maher does in selling is he brags about the negatives. Anything that would be considered a negative, he doesn't try to hide it. He doesn't try to explain it away. He doesn't try to make it look less than what it is as far as of a problem. This guy will brag about the negative. Oh, you're real expensive. Someone will say, oh, your price is really high. He says, hell yeah, my price is high. He goes, the results I get, people, you got to be kidding me. I'm thinking of raising my rates, actually. I mean, that's how he'll do it. And of course, he really believes what he's saying. It's not just like some kind of tactic or like a line like a lot of people do. He actually really believes it. For another example could be, let's say you have the most negative reviews on Amazon. Let's say you have a service and you have the most negative reviews on Yelp or whatever. And someone brings that up to you. You say, yeah, I've got the most. Obviously, I have the most negative reviews. I also have the most one-star reviews. I also the biggest. I have the most customers and clients. Okay, so just mathematically, I'm going to probably have the most complaints. But here's the thing. We have things in place to fix complaints. Anything that goes wrong, we're going to take care of it. We tripled our guarantee, and we've dealt with this kind of stuff. So now you know you're dealing with someone who has their shit together, basically. I mean, if someone who does that, and they can brag about that negative, and it makes sense, and it's true, oh yeah, we have the most negative reviews. We also have the most customers, and here's why we have these customers. Look what these guys say. And look what happened. Here's a negative review, but guess what? You didn't see what happened after that when we talked to this guy and we made it right. So you could brag about negatives like that. It's very important. It's a very powerful thing to do. I once I saw this book called Blue Chip Email Secrets, and I talk about this story a lot, where this one Blue Flame special gave me a 1-star review. Because basically Blue Chip Email it's an interview transcript. So there's no like table of contents or anything like that. It's just a transcript. And the guy was complaining about that. And then I guess there were some misspellings in it or anything. This book. But he said in his review, this is some of the best email information I've ever seen, but here's why I'm giving it a 1-star. So I took that review the next day. I didn't try to deny it. I didn't deny that, yeah, it's an interview format, and yeah, I know it might annoy some people, and yeah, there's no structure to it. There's no stable of contents or anything like that. It's not easily scannable. I admit all that stuff. But at the same time, I said, look, you also said this guy also said this was some of the best information he's ever had. So I reprinted his entire review in an email, and I basically said, look, if that's more important than information, like if it's a transcript or not, I mean, who cares? Like if the information is good, does it really matter? Especially for, it was like a $19 ebook or something. And I talked about the story about the Gary Halbert Boron letters. When I got that back it was a long time ago. I mean, I was really broke. I'm not even sure how I afforded the $97 or whatever it cost, but I somehow got it. And I remember it came in, apparently the Florida heat where he was located was really bad, and the covers were all kind of torn. There was no cover, basically. And it's written in his own handwriting. I mean, there's no table of, it's some of the shittiest, it looks like crap. But I've probably read that book at least 40 or 50 times since then, at least, and that's not even an exaggeration. And I can attribute tens of thousands of dollars in sales, maybe even more than that, to both my own business, but also when I did client stuff, because the information there was that good. So I related that story to it. So I basically made the skeleton dance, and what happened was the next day, I hear back from the guy, because he was one of these intellectually honest trolls, and he said, I was a little out of line. I changed it to a 4-star. I still don't like the format, but you're right, the information was stellar, and so it was. So make the skeleton dance. Come on, Zoe. Make the skeleton dance, and you can really sit there and think about ways that you can turn the negative things, the flaws about your product, don't just admit them, but turn them into reasons to buy. You do that, and you will be a force to be reckoned with, so to speak.